guys, welcome back to Snapshot Medical Kitchen. Today we're going to continue the theme of smokiness, and we're going to make another dish I like called sweet and smoky chicken. And for that we're going to make a nice sweet jam sauce glaze for the chicken. And to do that we're going to make a roux, but this time I'm going to make the roux a little bit healthier than a typical roux, which is equal parts flour and butter. So instead of the butter, I'm going to use it using stock, chicken stock, or you can make your own using the bouillon cubes. Either way, this is going to be a little bit healthier than just using regular butter. And then we're going to serve this with rice and a side of onions and peppers. So we got our veggies, we got our chicken, we got our healthy brown rice carbs, and it's a nice solid dish. And let's see how we do it. Alright, so for this one, we're going to keep the chicken pretty basic, not like I usually do. Just have 4 seasonings for it: salt, pepper, paprika, and chili powder. Just because we want the sauce that we're going to make to be the real flavor of the dish, but we just want to make sure the chicken isn't bland. So we're going to put a little bit of seasoning on it, but then we're going to really put most of the seasoning that we want in the sauce itself. So for this, we're just going to have a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, 1/2 teaspoon pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of ancho chili. We're going to mix that up and then sprinkle that on the chicken and then get that in a pan. Alright, so for our roux, we're going to start with a base of 1/8 cup of condensed chicken broth, which we made with chicken bouillon cubes in hot water. If you don't have that, you can just use the stock. We just did it because it's a little bit thicker. So we're going to start with that on a heated little bowl pot, and around medium heat, maybe a little bit higher. We're going to start with that at the base. Then we're going to slowly add flour and then stock to that. Just keep stirring it, making sure you get as much sauce as you want and the thickness that you want. So if you want a little bit thicker, you add a little bit more flour. For the 6 chicken breasts that we have, and for our dish, we used 2/3 cup of additional chicken stock and about 2 tablespoons of flour. Slowly adding each, getting it, stirring it, making sure it's the right thickness, and keep adding. So that's what we did for our broth. We have a nice base going. You start with the liquid, and then you add some flour, and then you're going to start mixing slowly until you get this thickness here. And then you're going to just keep adding flour and chicken stock until you get enough sauce that you like. And then I'm going to add the seasonings and all that. But for right now, we're just making sure we get the sauce. It's nice and thick and have it simmering. And we're going to continually add flour and stock as needed to get the desired thickness. Okay, so now that we got a nice roux and nice base for our sauce, pretty nice thickness there, we're going to add some seasoning to that. 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder, and 1/4 of cayenne. So we're going to add that in there. That's where the smoky Southwest is going to come in. Might need to add a little bit more broth depending on how thick we want it to be. And then we're going to add some jam of your choice, whether that's whatever fruit flavor you like. This one we're going to do raspberry. But we're going to let this sit for a little bit first. Alright, so now that the seasonings have kind of mixed in and got all settled in the sauce, we're going to add our jam of choice. So we have raspberry jam here. We're going to add a tablespoon of that. Now that that's in there, we're going to put it back on the heat and get it mixing. Alright guys, and that's it. That's the sweet and smoky chicken. So we're going to have a little bit of a Southwest kick with a little bit of fruit to cut the heat. And we have a little bit of extra sauce, so if you want more, I put a little bit on my rice and a little bit more on my chicken. And let's go ahead and taste it, see how it is. Chicken's so tender, just need a fork.